candidates for President of the United States?
I don't know.
Then my recommendations would be we need to be very careful about endorsing resolutions that prevent us from supporting a candidate.
Yeah. Microphone one, please.
This Debbie Dooley, Tea Party Patriots, Atlanta Tea Party. We cannot vote for an amendment if we're not sure it would prevent the Georgia Republican Party from endorsing the Republican nominee. This would hurt the party. I urge you to vote no on this amendment.
Other discussion? Other discussion? Microphone 2, please. Microphone 2. Go ahead, sir.
Any nominee who would oppose our constitutional rights should not be supported by this body.
I'm Jim Jess from Cobb County. I've looked at this section. I've read the language in the bill. It's really not clear language. The language actually seems to indicate that if you're an American citizen, you wouldn't be subject to these. There's a whole lot of things that have gone out on the internet that have said to the contrary. I think it's kind of blurry right now. It's not real clear. So to endorse a resolution like this, I wouldn't do this. I would urge you to vote no.
Microphone 2.
Mr. Chair, first, point of parliamentary inquiry.
Parliamentary inquiry.
Now that we've voted for the amendment, would a motion for reconsideration on the amendment be in order, do we have to vote?
You could have a motion.
I move a motion of reconsideration on the amendment.
So we have a motion for reconsideration on the amendment. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion for reconsideration? I think I'm correct that that is not debatable. Oh, one second. Okay, microphone 4.
Only someone who voted for the amendment can move or second the motion to reconsider.
It would have to be someone who voted for it to move to reconsider. And we did. Yes. Okay? And good parliamentary inquiry, though. The answer is that you are correct. Microphone 4, please.
It wasn't clear to me that the second met that requirement.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Microphone 1, and then I will go to 3. 1.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
On C-SPAN, it was recorded a conversation between Senator Levin and Senator Muskie, where Muskie inquired about the applicability of then Section 1031 to American citizens. In that conversation, Senator Levin clarified that it was the administration that required or requested that the language that specifically excluded Americans not be entered as the final form for Section 1031, which means that it would be applicable to American citizens. Section 1031 then became Section 1021, which is the question under consideration, and I urge that we support the amendment.
Okay, microphone.
As a point of information, I'd like to point out that during the Republican national debates, as broadcasted on the cable, both Romney and Ron Paul opposed all parts of the NDAA.
Okay. Microphone 1. Microphone 1. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. My name is Walter Reynolds from Baldwin County.
Right.
As the gentleman who spoke a few moments before me said,
He sounds like a radio
the
man.
vagueness of the language, he said that the vagueness of the language allowed it not to impact American citizens. Although it is my opinion that the vagueness of the language actually directly implicates American citizens be applicable to this law. Therefore, I urge that we approve the amended bill as stated. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, who else do I have? Microphone 1?
Yes, sir. John L. Woody, Cobb County. I'd like to read something. There is a misconception that Section 1021 of the fiscal year 12 NDAA allows American citizens to be detained indefinitely without legal representation if they are deemed a threat to national security. This is absolutely false. But in order to clarify this misconception, we, being Congress, included the Right of Habeas Corpus Act, of which Phil Gingrey was a co-sponsor, which reaffirms that our citizens will receive habeas corpus privileges without fail. This law ensures our constitutional rights are not violated during wartime operations and guarantees Americans their day in court. The bipartisan bill provides that nothing in the authorization for use of military force of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2012 shall be construed to deny the availability of the writ of habeas corpus in a court ordained or established under Article 3 of the Constitution for any person who is detained in the United States. We also passed the Gohmert Amendment, which reaches back to FY12 NDAA to clarify that it was never intended to allow the president an end around the Constitution.
Thank you. The committee chair is asked to be heard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And in light of the amendment and what the committee that brought forth this resolution has deemed would be undermining the spirit, intent, and potentially also the effectiveness of the Georgia Republican Party moving forward, we would respectfully ask to withdraw this resolution.
Yes.
Resolution is withdrawn.
Okay.
It's already been voted.
Oh, next resolution.
Thank you. Almost done. Almost done. Okay, at this point, I'm going to ask Steve Ramey from the 7th come forward and present our resolution.
Point of order. Microphone 1.
Didn't a vote have to happen to move the amendment?
A vote would be required in order to amend. A vote would be required in order to adopt. But the committee has decided to withdraw. And so, as a result, it was withdrawn.
Well, I have the honor to pass a resolution honoring our military personnel and military veterans, whereas the United States would not be a free nation without the sacrifice of our nation's finest in the defense of liberty.